When trying to improve performance of your Rails application, one of the first places to look is inside of the database. A great way to increase performance is to reduce the number of queries that the database is performing. You can do that with a technique called eager loading, and I will show you how to do that in this episode. So here we have a task model, and we have this long list of tasks here, all of the tasks inside of the database. We're also displaying the name of the project that the task belongs to. So let's take a look at the code. Here we have a task model, and it belongs to project. And in our tasks controller here, we're fetching all of the tasks, and then we're looping through them in the view. We're displaying the name of the task, and then we're displaying the name of the project. It's fetching it through the project association. Now, one problem with this is that this sends a new SQL query every time it calls task.project here. It sends a new SQL query to fetch the project, and you can see that by looking inside of the development log. So this is our request. You can see there's a bunch of SQL queries here, one for each task, for fetching that project information. We can reduce this, as I said, by using eager loading. We can do that by passing an include parameter into the task find method, and call include project. Now we don't want to call include projects because we want to use the name of the association. So if we look at our model, you have to do the name of the project association here. Belongs to project. If this was pluralized, then that's what we would use. But here is singular, so we just include project. And now let's try reloading this again. Taking a look at our log here, you can see that we only have one SQL query now. This fetches the project information the same time it fetches all of the tasks, so that we don't have to send a new query for every task to fetch the project. This should give us much better performance. As you can see, here we go. More requests per second means better performance. Now there's a couple different ways to include associations through a find condition like this. Right now we only need to include the project model, but let's say we need to include something a little more. In that case, you could place it inside of an array. For example, we have our task model, belongs to project, and has many comments. So it belongs to project, and we can include the comments the same time we fetch the tasks as well. In this case, we would use plural because that's the name of the association. Let's say if we want to fetch models through more associations. For example, here we have our comment model, and this belongs to user as well. So let's say we want to fetch the users along with the comments. Well, we can do that by, the syntax is a little weird here, but you can use a hash for fetching all of the comments, all of the users for the comments. In this case, we don't pluralize it because it's the name of the association here. So that's just a couple ways to use eager loading to improve performance by loading the models while you load the original model. In this case, we just need to load one model, so you just do include project here. But if you need to load multiple models, even models through associations like I showed you, you can do that too. If you go to railscast.com, you can see that I now have comments, so you can add a comment to this episode or any other episode. So feel free to log on there and add a comment.